Yes, Ralph. What do you mean you left the jacuzzi running? All of it? Mike. Well, let me know when the plumber gets there so I know how much this is going to cost me and thereby how much I'm going to deduct from your paycheck.
What happened, Daddy?
Ralph left the upstairs jacuzzi running in the house in the Hamptons. The entire 4th and 5th floors are underwater.
Oh, no, but that means...
Yes, it means we're going to have to spend this summer in Westchester.
Oh.
But darling, how on earth are we going to go sailing? We're so far from the coast. And the nearest country club is nearly 25 minutes away. So if this is what it feels like to lose your home.
Something the matter, Barney?
Yes, Bon, you've been awfully quiet today.
No steamer, nothing at all is the matter. It's such a travesty that you lost 2 floors of your 5-story house in the Hamptons. What a pity. Now, you only have 3 stories in the Hamptons, a house in Maine, and a Manhattan brownstone to retreat to.
Now, Bonnie, this is no time for sour grapes. You might be trapped in Westchester this summer.
Calm down, Bun. Barney, you know I abhor these tundra tantrums of yours.
Well, clearly you don't care too much for the environment, Georgia. Are you aware of how much waste we create in this household because we don't recycle?
Recycling? Ugh, how pedestrian. Just think of those unsightly containers. Kelly green, factory blue. It's commendable that you're concerned about the environment, Barney. But how many vacation homes do you have to destroy to do it?
Don't you realize that because of the greenhouse gases and the waste that you're creating, in 20 years there might not be a vacation home?
Now, Bonnie, don't you think it's a little hypocritical for someone like yourself who cares so much about the environment to leave the air conditioning running all day, and it's 66 degrees no less?
I'm a polar bear! I thrive in cold environments!
Now, Barney, stop projecting. Just because your iceberg melted doesn't mean our Hamptons home and Westchester Cottage are going to melt.
The Hamptons home? Westchester Cottage? Hello, people! They're on the coast! They'll be underwater!
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Bonnie might be right. In 20 years, those could be underwater.
But that would mean...
That we get to collect on the flood insurance.
Of course! Yeah. Oh, see what a little forward thinking can do, Bon? If you would bother to get melting insurance on that iceberg of yours, then you wouldn't be in this problem.
This problem? Why don't you try calling my problem by its actual name? Glacial retreat! Also known as the extinction of hundreds of species? Ever heard of global warming, people? God, this is ridiculous! I can't believe I got put in a conservative surrogate home. I wish I had never been sponsored for that Adopt a Polar Bear Foundation.
Who knew that we would actually adopt a polar bear? I thought we'd simply write a check every month. You know, this whole transition from conservative life without polar bear to conservative life with polar bear, a liberal one no less, has been rather exhausting. Couldn't we just get rid of him?
You can't get rid of him. There's no place to send him back to. His iceberg melted. Now, Bonnie, I know one thing that'll cheer you up. Mikkel is making Eskimo pie for dessert tonight. And hey, this might tide you over until then. What will you do for one, Bon?
Well, I guess they don't teach table manners at Frozen Tundra University.
Now, Bunny, don't be so harsh on Barney. After all, how could they teach anything at Frozen Tundra University? It melted.
You preppy, wasteful bitch!
You fat, ugly panda!
Oh. Calm down, that's probably Ralph. Yes. What? My God. Are you sure? All right. Thanks for the update, Ralph.
What is it?
We've lost the Tom Waits CD collection.
What are we going to do, Daddy? What are we going to do?
I don't know, Bunny. I just don't know.
Are you serious? You're upset because you lost a Tom Waits CD collection? Shut up! My coast melted! I don't have a winter coast, or a summer coast, or a Maine coast that I can retreat to. You know, it really breaks my globally warmed polar bear heart that now you have to drive 25 minutes to the country club instead of taking the golf cart, or the Segway, or the rickshaw, or whatever the hell it is you people use to get from point A to point B, but somehow I just can't find it in myself to be too sad.
Now, Bob.
No! You need me. I will be in the walk-in freezer.
This Arbor Day, the story of one lonely polar bear's fight for survival. He was an ordinary polar bear in extraordinary times.
Oh no!
When his iceberg melted, he had one chance.
This is my one chance.
And that chance was to coach a team of Ugandan refugee children to the championship against the dreaded Irish.
Damn Irish!
This Arbor Day, Emilio Estevez will globally warm your heart as Bonnie the polar bear in The Polar Bear Who Had to Put His Own Adversity Aside to help those even less fortunate than him by coaching them in a sport against comically evil rivals from an inaccurate location, the sequel.